And with my turn, I will normal summon Royal Magical Library and end.
Okay. I will draw said card.
I can't see your card zones,
Boom.
Abe.
It's right there. I will set one face down, and I'll go because I don't like your set.
You failed. I switched my Royal Magical Library to defense mode and win the game because you have no more cards in your deck.
This
No.
duel sucks.
This random ass field. What was that, like Chaos Ruler?
Raw, and I set Ancient Chant, and I drew a Fossil Dig,
Oh
and then I just set that.
Damn, that's a crazy ass deck.
man. All
He's
right.
top tier.
All right. So
What's up, everybody? Welcome to K106 here. We got the YugiBOOM Love Talk, all Yu-Gi-Oh! All the time, with occasional hits of smooth jazz. We got my boy Trez in the building. We got Toby. We got the homie Abe. It's your boy Joe. You know what it is. Bringing you Yu-Gi-Oh! Content nobody asked for 24/7, 7 days out of the week. We're just taking you back to the rogue times when you didn't care about playing a broken deck and you wished you could normal summon Dark Magician. With that being
No
said,
tribute.
we got some hot topics today, some hot takes, not really.
Hot
some mediocre
cakes.
opinions on some hot takes. What's up, guys?
not much. How's everyone else going?
Doing all right.
It's good.
It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good.
Alrighty. So,
good.
what is new in Yu-Gi-Oh! News? Or more so, lack thereof.
Ooh. There has been, as we hear, some delays on, certain announcements or certain sets coming out. What was that exactly?
Yeah, so summer 2022 is gonna be a little bleak for us in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. It looks like we've had some distribution issues. So these following sets have been delayed, and then Konami also let us know that they're also subject to change. So starting with Ghosts from the Past 2, it got delayed 2 weeks. The original release date was April 22nd. It's been moved to May 6th. So
Oof.
kicking off the summer bad.
Yeah, that
Um,
hurts.
the next delay will be Legendary Duelist, Duels from the Deep, which I was really looking forward to. This one's going to be delayed 5 weeks, which
Ooh.
hella sucks. So it was originally supposed to come out May 6th. It's going to come out June 10th. So,
Damn.
and then Tactical Masters, which I think is our next deck building set that has those warriors in it. No?
Mhm.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know
delayed.
what's in there, but yeah, something in there.
Yeah, that's gonna be delayed 3 weeks. It was supposed to come out June 10th. It'll come out July 1st. And
Oof.
Legendary Duelist 3 was supposed to come out it's supposed to come out June 24th. It'll come out July 22nd.
Ooh.
Damn, that's a
Damn.
whole month.
So
Yeah.
it seems like a hot Yu-Gi-Oh summer is not gonna be much of a Yu-Gi-Oh summer this year.
It sounds like broke Yu-Gi-Oh! Summer since they pushed all those sets into summer deeper. Sounds like all of summer is going to be buying sets if you want to keep up with
Oof.
modern Yu-Gi-Oh! That's kind of, I mean, shit. It goes from the past. 2 weeks is it sucks, but I guess I could live with that. But still, that hurts because I'm super eager to try to get something. Like we'll see. They saying they made it 2 times more likely to get a ghost or whatever the hell, or they just said it would be easier or whatever. So,
Yeah.
um,
I was
and
gonna
I'd be
I was gonna say I was looking forward to tactical masters because the Valiance archetype seemed very interesting. I think that's the spellcaster pendulum archetype featured in that set. Though that was like a archetype I was kind of looking forward to, but just that delay, of course, hurts that deck coming out even sooner. What are we gonna do? Oh well. But
Yeah, and then my typical problem, and this is my fault as like a quote rogue player and someone who somewhat keeps up just enough to know what's going on. Like
Mhm.
I've seen cards that are going to come out, but I don't even know what set they're going to be in. Like I recently saw shout out YugiOh Paladin. He is where I get most of my resources for like leaked cards or just early first looks, all that kind of stuff, right? And I know Dragunities are getting a new card that's actually really good, and they never really it's just another tuner so far is what I've seen. But what I like about Dragunities and I'm hopeful for is Dragunities almost never get a baby without some sort of new big guy or a dragon to go with it. So they might get another new synchro as well. And they've been giving them a lot more like negates and interruption lately. So that'd be nice to not have to make a crystal wing every turn anymore with Dragunities. So yeah, I mean, delays though, that just kind of blows because it's like you know, like I said, the fact that every date you pretty much mentioned, besides Ghost from the Past, is a summer month. Like I said, broke boy summer is what that sounds
Yeah.
like. Because now I buy at least like 1 or 2 boxes of every set because with the new like collector's rares or special anniversary cards like Dark Magician or Starlights, like you have to at least give yourself a chance. The fact that these cards always clear over a couple hundred is like alone enough to try to like justify it if you're spending like that much on a couple boxes. But
It gives you more
yeah,
time to save, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah, to prep yourself for that hole we're all gonna jump in.
And on top of that, with these like reprint releases, like me personally, I feel like it gives me like something to look forward to. That is being in the form of like reprints of like staples and stuff. I don't know who else is with me, but I just feel like we're kind of losing out on like a whole bunch of like stuff we could be stocking up on with like these sets being delayed. But what can you do?
Yeah,
Sometimes I think it just depends what gets reprinted. Like Infinite Impermanence, it took forever for us to finally get that reprint in the structure deck to make it cheaper, and it's like Droplet, still expensive as hell. A card that actually just went up this past weekend because of the YCS was Magician Souls. Now the secret from Brothers of Legend is like $70 again.
Oof.
So that's why the season 3, like for me, I wanted to buy Hell of the season 3 because I want to get cards like that and like some other stuff. But now that's gonna get delayed even more. A casual player like Francisco who wants to play Dark Magicians, but he's playing proxies of Magician Souls,
Yeah.
is not going to be able to get that card till hella later. And like I said, just because whoever topped what the YCS, they had Magician Souls in the deck, and now that card's $70 again. Just the reprint, and then the original is like $85 again. So, yeah, rip to our wallets for the casual players.
true.
It's
And
crazy.
then honestly, like the luck game plays a lot, because like some of us bought hella Brothers of Legends. Like I pulled a droplet in each box I bought for Brothers of Legends, but I didn't see a lot of cards that come in that. Like I didn't see Magician Souls, like I didn't see a lot of stuff. So I was
Yeah,
like,
my
all
box
right,
was terrible. Remember the one we have on our channel?
yeah.
That one, I pulled nothing. Complete garbage. Nothing. Hate it.
You got a couple interrupted kaiju slumbers.
Pish posh.
Well, I mean, are there any more unique cards specific to those sets that bum people out? I know we're all pissed about those Ghost Rares because I show of hands here who would be happy with any of the 5 Ghost Rares from the next Ghost of the Past. I mean, obviously,
I guess.
mine's probably the most needy if I think about our friend group here because I want a playset of Blue Eyes and a playset of Cyber Dragon. I know Trez for sure wants a playset of Cyber Dragon and maybe Dark Magician Girl, but Toby, I know he just wants Ghost Rare, period.
Just
And Abe, you too.
I
honestly,
want DMG more than anything. I think
Ta-
she's going to hold the most value.
just take me back to Haunted Mine era when ghost rares were like way more abundant. I was holding on to like a solemn ghost rare, and I kind of regret letting go of that. But Just take me back to that time where like a lot of like these rarities were like more abundant, dude. Like for real, just honestly,
Yeah.
It's like
Konami, what
ultimate
the
rare.
yeah, exactly. Konami, what the
They only
fuck are
put
you
OTS
doing?
packs now.
Like real talk. That's coming from the heart, really.
Yeah, I missed, and then they did a cock tease, right? Because like you said, they know exactly what they're doing because not only did they take out ghosts and ultis from sets, because and I say that with quotes because ghosts it didn't really last long because they told us, oh, ghosts aren't going to be in sets no more, neither are ultis, and we were like, oh shit, then ultis spiked, right? Even all the old ultis.
Yeah.
And then they with Ghost they were like, oh psych, we were just kidding. Ghosts will still be in sets, but they'll be for special occasions. But now those special occasions come like 2-3 times a year. Like we got multiple sets now that have had a Ghost. You know, even the fucking
Oh my
legendary deck 7 with the Raw, the Rager Raw or whatever, like that had a Ghost Raw and a Ghost Alternative or oh no, that was in something else, right?
That
But
was in Ghost from the Past.
Ghost from the Past, duh, stupid. But you know what I mean. We had Ghost from the Past. We had Synchro Storm. Like they just gave us multiple sets with Ghost Rares anyways, and then now with ultis, coincidentally, what cards are ulti now? Always the fucking expensive ass meta card, like fucking permanence,
Good card.
droplet, like all this shit, you know? Like
And don't get me
So-
started with like previous sets that had like what the collector's rare, like Grand Creators. Granted, like it kind of brought like a new type of rare into like the whole pool or whatever. But like honestly, like I just felt like a lot of these like new rarities were just lacking. Give us something that's like actually appealing, something that we actually loved from back in the day. Like I've had it with foil rares too. Like I've had enough of that shit.
Well, it's like for the quickly. It's
Mhm.
like the new Hidden Arsenal set that came out. Nobody wants to buy that shit because it's terrible, but they had that rarity with the Ultra with the dots on it. It looks okay on certain cards, but other stuff, man.
Yeah.
anyways, in tandem with what we have just talked about,
Yeah.
the Megatins. What do you guys want to be in the Megatins? And I have a hot question for everybody. You know how they always they always make one set not part of the Megatins, or sometimes like a couple sets,
Yeah.
and they always coincidentally make it a set that has something good in it. Which one do you think is going to be the one to miss and will make you mad?
Huh.
That had something you would like a reprint of, but you realize is most likely going to be left in the dust when it comes to these Megatin packs.
Out of the sets that came out recently that are probably due for the Megatin set, or what do you
Yes.
mean? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Huh.
So, like for
well,
example,
now,
oh, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, they always do put in core sets now. That's for sure. The only thing that be lacking, what they do is that they don't put certain cards in the Megatins.
Oh.
Just like Access Code was not in the Megatins, or Droplet, or what else? Something else. I know there's something else that was in there. Oh, Lightning Storm. Those three cards were not in the Megatins, and a lot of people are like, "What the fuck?" But then
Yeah,
they
that
came out in
hurts.
King's Court, Brothers of Legend, and Maximum Gold. So
Yeah.
that's what Konami's gonna do. The four core sets are gonna be in there. It's just what specific cards are not gonna be in Megatins. Like the Ancient Warriors were not reprinted in the Megatins, so those cards are gonna go way up. And yeah, so if you didn't get Ancient Warriors early, better get them as soon as possible if you want to play that deck.
Well, now that we have the clarification on what I mean with that, what set has a hot reprint or a hot card that is pretty like generic right now, or even just cores of the recent sets? Because what's most likely going to be in the Megatins, right? It's going to be
So just to
Chaos
remind
Impact.
everybody, the sets are Blazing Vortex, Lightning Overdrive, Dawn of Majesty, Burst of Destiny, and more.
And more.
The Chaos Impact, and then
Yeah,
like
so it'll probably be whatever side set came out around
Brothers
that
of
time.
Legend. That
Probably not
other
Brothers.
Or
It's gonna be
deck
anything
building
side
set.
set. So like any of the ones with the collector's rares, any of those that came out during the year, that could be in the Megatin. So like maybe King's Court,
Chaos Impact.
not Ancient Guardians, but there's another one. Genesis Impact, that was the last one. The last Megatins did have
Oh, Genesis Impact, yeah.
that came out in the last Megatins, but the only cards that we printed in that was Drytron cards. That was the only thing.
Drytrons.
Yeah. That was in Genesis Impact. That came out in the Megatins, but that was it. They didn't reprint any of the Soulful Chords or that might be in the next Megatin. I don't know, but like no Ogodoic, like those reptile looking things. That wasn't in the Megatins. So
What about what set did Triple Tactics come out in? Do you feel like Triple Tactics is gonna
no,
be
that
get
already got
reprinted?
reprinted. Remember?
Oh, that did?
Yeah, in the Megatin.
Oh,
That was
okay.
in the
No,
last
you're
one.
okay. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
So for this, the side sets would be like King's Court and Ancient Guardians,
Yeah.
most likely. Because Brothers of Legend is like very end of the year, and they're probably just gonna hate on that set.
But, when it comes to Battles of Legend, or now it's called Brothers of Legend, those sets they don't reprint that much. They don't reprint those cards rarely, unless it's like
Yeah.
a whatever card, like the cover card for the not the Brothers of Legend, but the one before the
Yeah.
the Armageddon, like the cover card. What's his name? The Armageddon Dragon. Like that card is hell expensive again too, because they also somebody topped with it in the YCS.
Really?
Yeah, that card's $70.
Oh shit.
It was 25, 35 for the longest time, and then now it's 70, like 60 bones.
That
So it's
happens.
So it's like,
Well,
goddamn.
So what I'm hoping is they do what they did last year. We get the core sets, we get the structure deck that came out, so that Cyber Dragon deck, and then we get one archetype out the build pack, which I'm pretty sure will be like Eurastic. Was that in Ancient Guardians, the polar bears?
Oh yeah, there's Sectric. Yeah, that was in Ancient Guardians.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they swap all the rarities around like they did last year, I think it'll be all right.
it'd be interesting too, because if they do the Cyber Dragon deck, the Cyber Dark structure deck, that had Imperm as a super. So if they gave us like Imperm as a common, like through a bone, and made it easy to pull, like that'd be fucking sick. Like if you bought a case of tins, you'd get at least like 4 common Imperms. Like
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That'd be
Would it
pretty
happen?
clutch.
Maybe not.
No, but I know, but I'm just throwing a bone here.
I
Man.
know.
We deserve something because you know they're gonna, like I said, they're not gonna put Brothers of Legend, which inherently means there's not gonna be another Dragoon reprint or Droplet or hella other good cards we like, Nibiru. Even though Nibiru I've been hearing is seeing less play, like it resurged really quick for this small window, and then now Nibiru's back to the side instead of the main. But people were maining it for a little bit because a lot of decks, I guess, can eat a lot of hand traps right now. And like I hear Florundaries can eat hand traps and play past skill drain. So like it's funny because Machuca pulled hella those Florundaries cards and was like fuck, but he ended up pulling a DPE too, so he was happy. But he was like, I wish I pulled more of that. But now that Florundaries stuff is hella good, so he was asking about a good new deck to make, and that shit's actually pretty annoying. So, but anyways, yeah, for me, for the Megatins, I just hope we get a bone thrown to us. Like I said, one of the good cards at least in there, like guaranteed and not so hard to pull. Like the last time we had a really good card in a tin and it was easy to pull was like Saryuja. I think.
Yeah.
Like when they put Saryuja in the tin, you'd get him pretty often, and you were like sick because that was still like the middle height of linking. You know, when Dragon Link was just starting to get hella good and all that stuff. But
I feel like a
now,
modern day equivalent, or at least an equivalent for this upcoming Megatin set, would probably have to be Baron de Fleur. I don't know, just my opinion.
Yeah, that would be
something
nice
like
too.
that.
The Synchro Storm.
Yeah.
Baron de Fleur would be cool. If we had to choose out of all, because we know they're not going to give us the really expensive ones. Like he said, from that last thing he mentioned, all 3 of the cards he mentioned, Droplet, Access Code, and was the last one? Oh, Lightning Storm. All 3 of those cards had hit over 100, well over 100, mind you. And on top of that, post reprint, we're still close to it. Like we just sold a unlim Lightning Storm from iGas from Abe, and it still went for 85. Unlim. You know, like so.
Yeah, so like right now I'm looking at the sets that could be in there because I'm looking at whatever came out in 2021. It's any set that came out in 2021. So Blazing Vortex, that's obviously everybody's gonna want Pot of Prosperity if it's in the Megatin. The structure decks that could be in there is the the fucking Ice Barrier structure deck could be in there. Hopefully we don't get anything from
They
it.
better not.
They might. Also, the Egyptian God decks. So they might reprint maybe some of the spells and stuff. And obviously, with this Megatin, It has the 3 god cards, so I'm assuming we're gonna see Obelisk, Ra, and Slifer as prismatics. I would assume they do that just kind of like how they did with Haman and everything in the last Mega 10. So that would make sense. Like, okay, I would get that. And then the other structure deck that came out is the Cyber Strike. So maybe we might see some of the Cyber Dark cards, or maybe, like Joe said, maybe they might throw in permanence in there. But that is left to be seen. You know?
That would earn some high favor for Konami for a little while if they threw a bone that big, like that's a
Yeah.
steak. That ain't even the bone right there, like that's a straight up steak.
Added
It's
bonus
rare.
if
Doesn't this
oh,
doesn't
No,
the
go ahead,
Cyber
Joe.
Strike deck have the alternate Cyber Dragon art in it
yes, I think
I can
so.
tell you
as
because
a
I actually
common?
have 3 copies right here.
I don't know. I don't think it does.
No,
Does
it
it?
has it
Oh,
has
does
this
it?
one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
you're thinking something did though, if I'm not mistaken. Something recently did have a Cyber Dragon of the alternate art. But I can't remember what. This structure deck actually did come with hella good reprints though, because you got Gizmek Orochi in here as a common. You have pretty much a whole Cyber Dragon deck. Like this card stayed ridiculously expensive for a while. Like
Yeah, because
even the
Drytron used
reprint.
it.
Yeah, and then like you just got a lot of good reprints in here. Because what's funny about this Cyber Dark structure deck is minus the Novas and the Infinities, you pretty much have a full Cyber Dragon deck here. Like for the
Mm-hmm.
core at least, it gives you 3 core, 3 hers, 3 Nashter, 3 Cyber Dragon. If you bought 3 copies, I mean. So it's funny, but
Yeah.
that would all be cool too, because I mean, Cyber Dragon will always stay on the rogue list because it's a consistent deck, can play a lot of hand traps, and it just like if they don't have an answer, it can kill you in one turn hella easy. That's why I still play Cyber Dragon. It's just hella funny to just
It
still
just
win
does
from.
what it does.
Yeah, it just does what it does. It does what it do, you.
No, and also the side sets that we might get is gonna be Ancient Guardian, so that's gonna be like what Trez said, their stack trick and stuff. I think it's in there. I'm not sure. Or no, Ancient Guardians. It has the Sulfur Court stuff that I do know, but nobody played that shit.
Yeah, it has the sulfur cores, the snakes, and then the bears.
Yeah, okay, so it does have that in there, and then also the other one's King's Court. So hopefully, maybe we might see maybe Draco Future get a reprint. Hopefully, or maybe some of the Arcana cards. I don't know. We'll see what they put in there. And then for main sets, it's gonna be Lightning Overdrive. Not really anything too big in there except what was in that set. I forgot already. Maybe the Despia stuff.
The-
Lightning Overdrive had the
Top one.
Utopic Future, right? The Draco Utopic
No, that's
Future.
King's Court.
Oh, that's
but,
King's Court, yeah. Trying to think
but
of what Lightning Overdrive had.
it had the new Utopia guy, but he's not that good. The better ones
Yeah.
are in Brothers of Legend. But yeah, Lightning Overdrive. It's an S set, but maybe there can be some cards. And then also maybe another reprint from Blazing Vortex is the Link 5, the Goddess from the Underworld. She's a good card too. Let's see. And then Dawn of Majesty. Hopefully some of the Synchron stuff gets reprinted because it's still kind of holding its value. And then the last set is Versus Destiny. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of cards people want from that set. And we'll see if DP gets in the Megaton. So, we never know what could happen. Konami can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
That's very true. Oh,
But yeah.
that's what. It's not like super expensive or anything, but Lightning Overdrive had the Drytron Mu Beta Fafnir.
Oh, yeah, we pulled that, remember?
Yeah, we still have it in a binder just chilling. And there's just a bunch of random stuff that comes there. Book of Lunar Eclipse, like things people thought that. Well, that Live Twin card came out in there too. That's pretty good. So, anywho, so that'll be interesting. But obviously, we're at the whim of Konami there though for that. So,
Yeah.
but something we do know is coming out is the Crystal Beasts are getting a structure deck. So,
That's
I mean,
so weird.
I never played Crystal Beast, but I'll treat it like heroes. I'll admire them from a distance for hella long, and then be a scumbag and play them when they're hella broken, like I did now with heroes. I'll
DPE.
not hella broken, but just like they're good again. Like I wouldn't say because I still think heroes is like a rogue deck. Just because it inherently has annoying cards for some decks, but it's fun to play. And it's cool. I mean, they look cool. Everything looks cool. So, but Crystal Beasts always thought they looked cool. Always liked their idea, the whole Rainbow Dragon thing and everything. But
They need their new card, Zenith. Without Zenith, that deck does nothing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
But
that's why.
I'll,
Shout out to Neshi Beast. He's the Crystal Beast God. He's waiting for Zenith to come out. Once Zenith comes in TCG, it's gonna open the floodgates. But
that'll most likely
you
probably
know,
be in the structure deck for us then, huh? Like that's probably like, I mean,
we don't
you'd
know.
hope. But I was saying this off cam to you guys earlier. I think what would be nice is to get some new good Crystal Beast cards, like free summons, if effects, give them some chain block capability, like give them some self negate or removal more options, and then like obviously maybe a newer, better Rainbow Dragon, and like maybe some new gemmed Crystal Beasts, and then also reprints of
They're
the
still
other
good.
ones.
So the blurb says they'll get 5 new cards. It comes with a new ace monster and some spell and trap cards.
Okay, that makes sense because
So
they
I'm pretty
also
sure they're
treat
gonna
them.
probably do like 2 monsters, 2 spell and traps, or 2 monsters, 2 spells and a trap.
Yeah, most likely.
And also the other thing that people are gonna be watching from that structure deck is what big if they're gonna put like a big
Reprint.
card in there,
Like a
like
big
impermanence,
staple.
lightning storm, yeah, something like that.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Because honestly, and I know this probably won't happen because they already did it in a deck, but it'd be nice if they just threw another common Ash out there in another structure deck. Because Ash
Need
is
it
so fucking expensive,
Yeah.
like for
again.
no reason. Like the common is like $20. Like that's so hurt. Like, and it's like I have a good amount of Ash Blossoms, but I play so many decks and I hate swapping cards between decks. I'm like, fuck, like I don't want to get another playset of Ash, like just to have, because I never just get 2 Ash for a deck. 'Cause sometimes my decks run 2, sometimes they run 3. So every deck that has 2 Ash in its side, it has an extra Ash in case I ever go 3, you know? And I started to take away the extras to put them in decks, and now I'm like, oh, what have I done? But if not Ash, they have been giving us good stuff, so shit, if they did like Droplet or Lightning Storm common in
Ooh.
one of those, or because like Dark Ruler No More has been put in structure decks. Like really good cards have been put in structure decks lately. I mean, even the shitty ass God card deck got Harpy's Feather Duster. Like that's broken. Especially with them unbanning it, making that card relatively cheap because I think it's still like $8 or some shit. So it's like
For the
just
Common,
for
yeah.
the
you might as well
common?
just get the structured. Yeah, no, it's not a common.
It's a super.
It's
Oh,
a super
I was gonna
in the structure
say.
deck. Yeah,
Dark Ruler's been going up because it has it's prismatic from the original Mega Tin, and it only has a common reprint in the Spirit Charmers.
yeah.
Spirit Charmers should have had Evenly, but they never put Evenly in there. They
Well,
put
Spirit
Dark Ruler
Charmers also
instead.
had a hollow Regeki in it too, and a common D barrier. And D barrier is a good card again, because unless yes, if you run into someone who only links, then fuck. But most decks nowadays do a lot more than just link, even when they do mainly link.
Yeah, a lot of synchroing lately
Yeah.
and
So,
fusion.
and that's their like extra little negates usually. So a lot of times that could be good. So that'd be what I would hope also, as well as Crystal Beast actually getting good. If that structure deck has value to where I can actually buy like 10 of that structure deck. Like
Hmm.
like I said, even better if they're not going to give us Lightning Storm and stuff. Pot of Prosperity would be nice in the structure deck. I mean, it would have to make, and that would actually make sense for the Crystal Beast, actually, because if you think about it, like for a staple that's a power staple to go in that deck, like Crystal Beast isn't going to really run an extra deck, right? Because isn't it most mainly like control and try to get Rainbow Dragon out, at least the old strategy? So,
Yeah,
like, that'd be perfect. Pot of Prosperity
or Extravagance.
or Extravagance. Like a lot more people would probably prefer Prosperity, but either one would be nice. Beggars can't be choosers. And like I said, I wouldn't even trip if there was another impermanent, another Ash. To be honest, Ghost Spell too would be nice because that bitch is expensive too now.
Yeah.
Um, Fucking pretty much any of the hand traps, any of the power staples, with Droplet, Lightning Storm, and Prosperity being on the top of that list, and then everything else kind of tying for second.
Any generic
Um,
staple.
well, yeah, it's just because like you said, we have a new standard for structure decks now that they all come with good ass. Like I remember we used to be happy when a structure deck just came with Monster Reborn. Now like we're getting like broken ass hand traps and broken ass cards, like because we used to just be like, damn, that shit comes with Compulse. Like,
That was back in the day.
dude, I got a D or dimensional barrier or whatever the first, or no, D prison, the first one. I got a D prison in my
Yeah,
structure.
remember in this the Cyber Dragon one, remember? It came with
Yeah,
Deep Prison, I think.
yeah,
And
exactly. That's
everybody's
what
like,
I'm
"Oh
saying.
my god, Deep Prison!"
Yeah.
Because
Attack me,
usually,
attack me. How dare you?
I dare you, I'm gonna banish your shit, you know. No, but usually, like one thing I've noticed with structure decks, especially back in the day, especially with like when the Monarch structure deck came out, every year, always one of the structure decks was a meta deck. We haven't had that recently too much. So hopefully, like I said, the Crystal Beast structure deck is gonna be
That's
in the
true.
OCG.
Because the last,
But
I'd say the closest we got when it being new would be Didos, right? Because you can't really count the Shadal or the Soulbirder structure deck because those were already decks. Their structure decks just gave them a little something extra and reprint bumps and stuff, right?
no, Salamangreat was new
It
because
was?
that
I
had
thought it came
Gazelle.
out. Oh yeah, you're right.
The
You're
the
right.
only thing they got was Sunlight Wolf. Remember Sunlight Wolf came out and it was like couldn't really use it. I think Seven Strike came out before the Soul Burner or either one. But yeah, it just wasn't playable. And then once you got the structure deck, that's when everybody played it. Because I remember we went to regionals and I told you
So
I was
then
playing.
Salad would be the last example then, right?
Yeah, I think that would be the best example. Because I remember when we went to regionals, that's when Salad just came out, and I remember some guy he tried to banish a guy's Salamangreat monster with a trap card, but like I said, it being a brand new deck, the guy flipped a circle because the first effect lets you add, but the second effect lets you protect it, but from monster effects, not from spells and traps. And then the guy was just like, I was like, oh, what's that do? He's like, oh, it lets me protect my Salamangreat monster from effects. And the guy, instead of reading the card, was just like, oh, okay. And he lost right after that for not reading it. But
Damn.
that's because the
And you're
deck was
probably to the
new.
side like that one meme, just like,
Yeah, exactly, bro. I literally wanted to say something, but I was like, nah, I can't intervene, you know? Like, it's not
yeah.
my place.
You're just
So,
like in your head, you fool.
exactly.
The other
I've
guy was
had
like
I've had people
Palpatine.
cheat me before in regionals, okay? It doesn't feel good, you know?
See,
But
without being an annoying rule sharking dick, I always read people's shit. Even if it's cards I know, I just gotta make sure sometimes, you know. I'll be like, okay, if I read this, and then I can't not. I'm not saying I've ran into hella people trying to do it maliciously, because sometimes people don't even read their own cards. But plenty of times at regionals specifically, at locals, it doesn't really happen often because you play a lot of the same people, you see people a lot. But at regionals, at least like 5 times in all the regionals I've been to, like I've had a point where someone says something, then I read the card, I'm like, nah, this says this, and they're like, oh, yeah, you're right, and I'm like, well, I mean, kind of, like, he's like, all right, never mind then, and I'm like, yeah, that's right, and then I just go off from there. But like, yeah, I just feel like if we get some good cards, that's a nice way of making up for like shit to be hard to be pulled in other sets. It's like giving us that, especially with the meta changing, because like right now in most decks, you can't play if your deck, like realistically, what makes a deck be able to compete is if a deck can run, how many hand traps can you run and still be consistent? That's like what determines you being a good deck. And that's what sucks because like I miss like even when hand traps were first starting to get super super popular and we got Ash and all that, like um it still was to a point where you could get away with playing a deck with no or just one set of hand traps. But now you literally got to have like two Ash, two Veiler, and then two insert whatever, whether it be Droll Lock or whatever, and then you also side all the other hand traps that don't generate that for the other random decks you might run into. Like, and then every time you see one go away, it finds a new use to be good again. Like Ghost Ogre got thrown to the wayside, and Ghost Bell and Nibiru started to pick up traction. And then now Ghost Bell and Nibiru have kind of slowed down in traction, and now Droll Lock is hella used, and so is um, Ghost Ogre again. So like, um, it's interesting. Like, and that's why with structure decks, as much as like I said, it sounds fucked up because the main purpose of this structure deck should be to make Crystal Beast good, but we want it to have something also. Like it's just the way it is. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Like, but like I said, give us a new Rainbow Dragon too, though, and I'll still be happy. Like a new Rainbow, like Ultimate Rainbow Dragon, 3 heads, fuck it, whatever. Like, just, Yeah.
Yeah, I want a new Rainbow Dragon, and then like a monster that like counts as more than one Crystal Beast if it's in like the field or the
Graveyard or the spell it traps zone
yeah,
or the graveyard or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, that'd be hella good. Like this could be make
or
it like
like
a
make one like if it's in the monster zone it counts as two, and then the other one if it's in the spell zone it'll count as two.
and
That
make
way,
the yeah, make the one that copies Crystal Beast Fool's Gold. So it's like not even a real gem, you know? It's like a shiny rock. But he's like, I could be a diamond, I could be a pearl, like
I could be a ruby.
I could be a ruby. I'm not no fucking cat, but I could be a ruby.
Crystal Beast Cubic Zirconia or some shit.
Damn.
Crystal Beast fake wedding ring
yeah,
diamond.
call it Crystal Beast. Yeah, that's fine.
Crystal Beast ring pop. It's just
Oh
a
my god, that's hurt.
piece of candy. Damn.
Oh god.
No, but they what gems are they missing? Is there a diamond yet, or a? Because I know there's the.
They're just they're rainbow colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have to
Yeah,
just
look it up
include
real
something not within like the color wheel, just probably like some metallic color or something, or like a
So you
shade.
got-
Yeah, it could
Ruby.
be like a Cubix quail and one more. I don't know.
So they have amethyst, sapphire, emerald, ruby, amber, topaz, and cobalt. So they're missing, like diamonds, pearl, shout out Pokemon. They're missing like platinum, onyx. Well, onyx is more of a rock, but you know what I mean. Like turquoise. They got some stuff they could still do with new crystal beasts. Which one's the horse? That's one I liked the most. Oh, Sapphire Pegasus.
Yeah, he's the best one.
Yeah.
Card's broken. But yeah. Oh, Crystal Beast.
Oh, Crystal Beast indeed. Well, besides structure decks, I guess the next big question that Trez posed to us in our private chat, which I'm going to leak to the media right now, is
Exposed. No, I'm just
what decks are you guys going to play this year?
Oof.
I plan to. At first I tried to slim down my decks. Like I went down to like 6 decks for a while, and like I realized that's just not me. I'm like a 20 deck guy. I know, and even
too.
that is hilarious, right? Like
Jeez.
6 decks, damn son. Like most people play
I
one
got two
or
in a
two.
possible.
That's why Francisco calls me Sebastian. I have all the decks.
Yeah, well, that's me. Like in just my main dual bag here, I have like 2 of those 3 deck boxes with 6. So that's 6 decks right there. Then 2, 4, 6, 8 plus my obelisk and my Exodia. So that's like 20. That's like 17, 18 decks right there. And like I even like I don't even though I don't play them all consistently, and a lot of them are joke decks or like decks that just I didn't put hand traps in because I don't plan to really win many duels with them. They're just for fun or like playing people's like decks they're testing. But for this year, I do plan on trying to make a new deck finally. Like, think I've been a little bit spoiled as a rogue player lately, where coincidentally throughout the last couple years, decks I play have gotten support. Like, I still play Blue Eyes, I still play Evil Swarm, I still play Dragudity, and like Dragudity's gotten new cards, and then like Evil Swarm's gotten new Floodgates and Zeus. So like even though that wasn't direct Evil Swarm support, it helps me be more of a scumbag in that deck. And then beyond that, like other decks I played, the last new meta deck I played to show you how long it's been is World Chalice. Like, and that was like mid Link era. Like I haven't made a new meta deck yet in a while. So for new decks, I plan on making like 2 already to start, which is one I have no idea about, and I'm pretty sure it's not good, especially because I don't think they have that many cards yet, which is the Dinomorphias. I just like their artwork. So like I really want to make them and just have them as like my fun deck that's new for now. And then meta deck, I'm torn because I don't like the play style of a lot of the decks that are raw now. And like I like Tri Brigade and stuff, but so many people play it, I don't really want to play it. So I'm thinking the flew under these nuts or whatever they call it a lot, like but who knows? But mainly like I said, I made heroes finally because I pulled DPE and I tried to make that deck as meta as I can. It's got hand traps, it's got droplets, it's like I've taken my time to really look at multiple deck profiles to get an idea of what the main plays are, and then tried to add my own spice into it. Um, but so that's so far what I'm playing. I'm trying to I'll never take them apart, but I'm gonna try to stay away from what I always duel with. Like besides Evil Swarm, because I like to piss people off, I'm trying to play my Cybers, Dragons, my Blue Eyes a lot less, my Dragoonities a lot less. Like unless the new Dragoonity cards change the deck hella much, like I'm trying to move on from like reviving a lot of my old decks and then playing some new shit for once because it's time to, not necessarily cave in and get with the times, but like actually try something new. So that's my plans for 2022, but I want to hear what you guys plan on playing.
Go, Toby.
Oh, okay. So I've kind of wanted to work on like a whole bunch of decks. Like recently, Joe helped me out with modifying my Mayakashi deck, in which like I've gone through like a whole entire trial run. It's basically like Mayakashi mixed in with Eldelich and like a zombie turbo. But so far, I've been getting a lot of like dead hands and misdraws or like misplays with that deck. So I kind of just decided to sort of reel it back a bit, but decided to sort of take that engine that he decided for me for that deck and apply it to maybe a Shiranui deck. Because I feel like Shiranui's is kind of an engine that deserves that bit of support as as decent as Shiranui's can be. I feel like they can benefit from like the zombie turbo engine with like the Eldritch.
Just make it Eldritch Synchro Turbo. Like,
No, yeah.
With Hulk and everything. Just that's what people used to play a lot.
Like I wanted to sort of incorporate like a sort of more synchro toolbox with that. But another deck I was planning on building on top of that. As Joe mentioned, kind of thirsty for something new, something meta, or not necessarily meta, but something that can sort of be meta worthy, I guess. I kind of looked into sort of maybe like any sort of like dragon deck. It was about time that I kind of had like a dragon deck of my own or something like that.
Everybody in dragons.
Everybody having their own signature dragon deck. And then I also wanted to try Glad Beasts. Joe also was loaning me like, some stuff, or he said that he was willing to loan some Glad Beasts to me. But yeah, I wanted to look into that. Just a whole bunch of plans for like different decks, but I wanted to just mainly focus on stuff that I have to complete, such as the Shiranui zombies that I'm gonna be making, and of course, like I'm finishing up my Insectors. I just kind of have to do a little bit more testing around with that, especially with the new support with it. So far, pretty good, and a lot of like, play tests I've been doing with it have been pretty decent. But other than that, like just looking to complete decks that are already like already in mid progress. But it still doesn't mean that I'm it doesn't mean that I'm not looking out for prospects out there, so who knows.
You make virtual worlds. I always thought the cards looked cheap. Yeah. It's cheap and it's good.
Possibly.
Especially all the reprints. But what about you, Trez? What you playing both IRL and Master Duel this year?
So I keep Cyber Dragon. I pretty much have it 1-for-1 from like my real life Cyber Dragon deck from the one I play on Master Duel. So yeah, Cyber Dragon for sure. I'm gonna slowly but surely get my hero deck upgraded before we get Power of the Elements. So I'm such a simp for Elemental Hero Neil's thick ass artwork. So yeah, it's pretty much what I'm focusing on. I might pick up Dogmatica just because like we're gonna get that Outbash structure deck, and Konami seems to be hell bent on giving them a dragon in the extra deck that does something. So
that mat looks dope. I love the mat. I'm gonna buy the mat for sure.
Yeah, but it's like all the cards too, and their artwork's
and it's like all the extra deck dragons are good for something. Like I said, they're all good in their own way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the lore of like the evil church doing weird shit. So
Wouldn't it make a good
Typical.
anime, Trez? The like Dogmatica shit. Wouldn't it make a good anime? And follow now, Baz. What do you think? I can't see Trez. I think he's
Uh-oh.
frozen.
He just froze in place.
story arcs they do between all the things as like, oh,
There you go. You're
You're
back.
good.
There we go. Yeah.
oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I think all the like overarching like dual terminal like whatever they do like World Challenge would have been really good as an anime. I think the Dogmatica thing would be good as an anime. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that's sick. Yeah, that'd be a sick deck to make too. What are
Yeah.
you gonna play, Abe?
Well, I played against it in Master Duel, and thank God it's banned now because I don't want to play against it. But like, I was making the Lyrilless deck because now it did get hit in the ban list, so it does kind of suck. Because like, I remember I did play again on Master Duel, and like, it's funny because I thought I was playing like TCG, so like the person summoned Starling, and I was like, they detached to add, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna ash that. And then they went ahead and summoned another one, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I forgot it's at 3 in Master Duel, not at 1 in real life." So I was like, "No." But then, but other than that, I did play. I did make that deck, but I'm gonna still mess around with it because that deck's kind of like what like Joe was saying with Tri Brigade. You can run a lot of hand traps in that shit because its engine itself is not too much. I guess you could say like too many cards. But that deck is pretty annoying. Now it does have its power, how you say, like crept down because
Yeah.
the Morg Link is banned and Starling is at 1. So that does kind of suck, but it's still a fun deck nonetheless. I did play against Francisco on it this past weekend. Yeah, Draco Future is an annoying ass card. That's all I'm gonna say. And then also, probably that might be the one meta deck. I don't know, but like I said, with me, I'm always coming out with the deck profile, so we'll see what other decks I'll start making. I'm always gonna play Mermail. I don't play it often, or at all, but it's always gonna be right here in the back pocket.
It's your go-to.
Yeah. If I need to win, I'm gonna be like, oh, I gotta bust out the big boys, but then I'm a dead draw and then I'm gonna cry. But
I'll say you're always playing random shit on duel nights when we duel.
That is
Well, I
true.
gotta-
You look
I
at
gotta-
mermails and you're like, Magnet Warriors. I'm just kidding.
hey, people got to see it. They want to see Magna Warriors. I made the Magic Keys, but Magic Keys are not as good as I thought because the synchro is only once per turn, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is.
Well, we'll just have to do duel videos besides Master Duel, live action duel videos this month for our
Where we don't misplay.
fans. Where we don't misplay, which is
That's
a hard call.
not happen.
Yeah, but anyways, we should give our viewers those duels of those decks we plan on making, so we got to commit to them. But with that, I want to ask the viewers 4 questions of our topics that we talked about here today. I want them to let us know in the comment section below. How do you feel about the delays of the sets? Is that a big buzzkill to you? If so, which ones are you more pissed off about? What do you want to see in the Megatons? We really want to see what the community's opinion is on that, because we might have missed some good talking points that you guys know. Are you a Crystal Beast player? That's what'll be the third question. Does anybody care about the Crystal Beast structure deck? We do, but do you? And I'd really love to know the opinion on that. And then lastly, what decks are you playing in 2022? And an extra wild card for the comment section. Which decks do you hope get banned to shit in 2022? And lastly, actually, one more. Who hopes Colossus gets put back to 1 in 2022?
Get out of here.
Let's go.
Get out of here.
Masterpiece and Colossus to 1.
No one
Let's
wants
get
the
it.
answer to that. You want the answer to that.
Why
God.
don't you just play it in Master Duel? Colossus is free in
It's
Master
not
Duel.
the
Just play it
same.
over there.
I don't get to see the person's face in Master Duel. I don't even get to type to them.
That's true, yeah.
Because if I summoned Colossus in Master Duel and I could type to my opponent, every time I summoned him, I would type, "Ain't he purdy?" And they would just be pissed off.
No.
But
God.
Make it back up.
yeah,
I like the way
real.
Thunder Dragons are now. Titan Turbo.
Jeez.
Titan Turbo would be so much better with that extra Colossus just sitting on the side like.
But
Or
then you
whatever
have
his
no
pose is.
interaction. I
It
thought
doesn't
Yu-Gi-Oh's all about
matter.
interacting.
Exactly. He doesn't like to interact. He says no.
What an
He doesn't
introvert.
want you. He doesn't
Colossus
want you
is
to
such
go
a
get more friends. He wants
Colossus.
an intimate
He's the
sex.
he's
Colossus
the
likes an
friend that doesn't
intimate
let you talk to
session.
other girls.
Yeah, Colossus likes just you and him. Not like, you don't need to grab anybody else out the deck. Like,
Yeah, Colossus just wants to have
Colossus needs some
one-on-one
help.
bro time.
exactly. He's lonely.
God.
Lonely on that
God.
Baptist with my homie Dang Long. Hashtag free Dang Long. But right on, guys. Well, this has been another Yu-Gi-Oh podcast from YugiBOOM. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us all on our social medias, both channel related and personal. We try to be as active as we possibly can, and stay tuned for more uploads.
Adios.
Totally cool.
Bye.
Maru-chan.